Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I've been gone for a long while and I apologize for that because I remember my last video I said I was going to be gone for like maybe 2 weeks. That turned into like damn near 2 months. And I apologize for that, but life happens and I hope you guys can understand that. I don't even know where to start. So today's video is it's something regarding my personal life in regards of relationships. And I thought this would give me an opportunity to be more open and vulnerable with you guys. I'm usually not good at being vulnerable, but I thought this video maybe could help me and then also maybe help you if you've been through something similar. I'm sorry, my nose, I keep sniffing. My nose keeps bothering me. Like it feels like it's running. And like this weather is doing weird stuff. It's like raining and I feel like I have to sneeze. So at some point I may just like sneeze. And I apologize for that. Yeah, let's, I guess, get into it. So before I start, make sure you guys subscribe. Share my channel with your friends and your family. I would really appreciate it. And if you, like I said before, if this is going to be more about like, it's going to be really personal and kind of throw my business out there. And so if you want to keep watching, keep watching. If you don't, that's okay. I understand. So yeah, let's begin. So okay, so if you've been following, like, I don't know if anybody follows like the beauty community and all the stuff that's been going on lately in like, you know, regards to James Charles and Tati Westbrook, and how they had like this, like basically like Tati made this video like calling out James Charles and about all the stuff like that she's done for him and all this and that, like her husband have done for him, and he just completely like betrayed her, I guess, in a sense, and she was really hurt about it. And so like, yeah, she made a video about it, and I kind of felt like, oh, that's kind of seems like it'd be helpful and therapeutic, because I watched the video and it was just really, really nicely done. So I was like, oh, let me try that. And so that's what this is. And I remember watching the video and I remember her saying like, oh, I'm a person who is always trying to see the potential and the growth in another person. And yeah, they may be like this terrible person now, but you know, with the right guidance and growth and all this and that, like they can change and grow and become a better person. And she was also saying she always gives people the benefit of the doubt. And I remember her saying that stuff and I was like, she sounds like me. Like I really connected with her with that when she said that. And so I like immediately like, I was like, she sounds like me. Is she like an Aquarius or something? So I like looked up her birthday and I'm like, oh, she is an Aquarius. It's awesome. It's really cool. Anyway, but yeah, that part of her video, what she said, it sat with me. And so just remember that. That's me. That's who I am as a person. I'm always willing to give people the benefit of the doubt, in hopes of like maybe, oh, they'll grow, they'll in some way, shape or form, whether it's they grow on their own terms, meaning like it may not be for me, but it's for them. Anyway, it's for the good. That's what, and all in all, it's to better them as a person. Okay? But anyways, I always give people benefit of the doubt. Always, always, always. So where do I even begin this story? Maybe from the beginning. How about that? So I met this guy. Let's call him Tom. First thing that came to mind, I don't know. This seems like it'll be easy to remember. So Tom and I, we met January 2018. It was my birthday weekend. I was in New York actually with some friends and family, and we were here celebrating me and my brother's birthday. And yeah, we met through Bumble. It's weird to say out loud, but anyway, we met through Bumble. We were talking, and then we decided, oh, let's meet up, hang out. And we did. It was really nice. He was really nice. Had fun, whatever the case may be, I don't know if it was like dating or whatever. So yeah, we all in all, we had a great time. Okay. So after I left here and went back home to continue living my life in Chicago, we kept talking, I guess, and just getting to know one another, and the whole thing you do when you're talking to someone, not necessarily dating, but like talking to get to know, like, oh, do I want to, like, is this like a thing, if I want to continue, like, in terms of like dating, then eventually get exclusive, it's like that whole process. So we're in the talking phase, right? But I knew personally that we weren't gonna like date or anything like that. He knew that too, because we were miles and miles, hundreds of miles apart, and that's just something, like, I've tried that before, long distance, but it just didn't work out for me. And ain't nothing wrong with that. If long distance doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. If it does, it does. Great. So we were talking for like a couple of weeks. Then all of a sudden, he kind of like started disappearing, and I was like, oh, okay. I guess, he has a life. Then I started trying to kind of like figuring things out, and I was like, I know what's about to happen. And sure enough, it happened. He told me, he messaged me, he ended up getting back with his ex. Yeah, it hurt, I guess, because I was like really starting to, catch feelings for him, and, it sucked. But, it's his life. He could do what he wants. He wasn't obligated or anything to me. I wasn't obligated to him. Whatever. And it just so happens that him and his ex got back together. So then, fast forward, I feel like there's something like bothering my eyelash over here, my fake lashes. Anyway, we fast forward a couple of months, I guess you can say, and I totally just blanked. No, let me backtrack a little bit. So I tried to maintain a friendship with him, but that was kind of difficult because at the time I was like so like heavy into like left book and all that type of stuff, and if your views were kind of like opposing of mine, then I was just like, ugh, I don't have time for it, whatever, I don't want to deal with you and all that type of stuff. And that kind of was the case for him. Like we had similar, there were some things we agreed on, but some things we didn't, in terms of like politics and social issues and things like that. Socially, I think we were more kind of aligned, but politically it was just kind of like worlds apart, I guess you can say. And so I tried to maintain a faith, friendship, but it was kind of hard because of those view differences that we had. And one time we got into this like huge argument about net neutrality and stuff like that. And it was so bad. Then after that, I think I just stopped talking to him altogether. And then I remember some of the events in this particular period, I can't remember like chronologically when they happened. It just kind of happened all together. So got back with his ex, tried to maintain a friendship, but wasn't really working out on my end, and I kind of just like stopped talking to him. And like there would be like moments like I'll post on Snapchat and he'll like say hi or whatever the case may be. And then one time, like I messaged him something on Instagram and I thought it was funny, you know, and I was like, hey, and then he responded, and then after that blocked. I was like, huh, that's interesting, that's kind of weird, I guess, whatever. Sure, yeah, block me. Don't know what I did, don't know why, but okay. After blocking me on Instagram, I was like, okay, whatever, dude. I remember him messaging me on Snapchat. And this is where, like I said, I don't know if he blocked me before or after he sent these messages. So it's kind of weird. I don't feel like going. That's because this is like way back, you know, and this was like last summer. And I just don't feel like going all the way back or whatever. So he messaged me and asked me, did I hate him? And I was like, I don't really think much about you. Like, and I said, I don't particularly like you, but like, at the same time, like, I'm not thinking about you, so like, why would I hate you? And he was just saying like, well, you know, I felt bad for how things went, and you're a really nice girl, and I didn't want you to like think I'm like some, you know, Ben Shapiro type of dude. And I was like, that really like resonated with me, because I was like, why do you care about, and I was like, why do you care about what I think of you? It's like, why does it matter? He's like, I didn't know it mattered to you. That's what I said. And he's like, yeah, it does. I was like, oh, so you care to some extent about me because you care about the way I perceive you. Mama, I'm recording. Talking to the cat. She's like outside the door meowing. You probably could hear her, you probably can't. I don't know. Anyway, I was trying to see if I was gonna hear her again. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll let you in later once I'm done with this recording, okay? She probably has no idea what I'm saying anyway. But anyways, yeah, I spoke to him. So that whole thing, that resonated with me. And I believe he probably blocked me on Instagram after that. I don't remember. I really cannot remember. I don't know. I can't remember. But it's like I said, it happened like back to back to back. So it was like, I can't remember which came first. So, okay, because he blocked me on Instagram. And because of that, I was like, you know what? I'll block you on Snapchat because I'm petty. And I did. And yes, after that, I like never heard from him again. And so fast forward to, I'm here in New York, and it was in around December. I was like, you know, let me see what this dude is up to, because he's one of the few people I know here. Let me just see what's up. So I unblocked him on Snapchat, and we started talking again. And he it was just like, I guess nothing ever happened, which was fine with me because it was a really weird period for me. And but yeah, we started talking again. And then we started hanging out. Pretty much at this point, like, we're really like, we're talking every day. We're like texting every day, damn near seeing each other every week. And, you know, and me being the person that I am, I need, when it comes to me and being involved with other people, I have to know where we stand. Because that's just me. I just need to know. Like, I guess I need like titles or rules or whatever the case may be, because that it just helps me figure out, okay, how should I navigate with relationships, and are we involved with other people and all that type of stuff. That's just me. Oh my God, girl, I can't. So then, like, I asked him that the first time, and he was like, oh, you know, I'm just really, I asked him, like, so it's because we were talking every day and, you know, seeing each other a lot and all this type of stuff. And I was like, oh, you know, what's going on? Like, what is this? Just so I can, like I said, have an understanding of how I should continue to navigate through life. And then he was like, you know, I don't know, just kind of going with it and see where things go. And yeah. So I was like, okay, I guess, sure. We started, like, as we kept hanging out with one another, we would get into these really bad arguments about certain things. Like, one bad one was about, like, student let me let this girl in here because she is going to keep me out until, come on now, I'm recording, so please, yeah, there you go. Sorry about that. So yeah, I was saying, there was this one instance, this one argument we got into that was pretty rough. It's about student loan discounts and student discounts. Because I remember sending him a video when Spotify made that ad about Apple Music pretty much dragging them. I was like, dang, that's crazy. And then I sent it to him like, dang, that's crazy. You know, saying like Spotify is not here to play and da 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 da. And then he was saying how, like, you know, Apple's been like the capitalist pigs and all that type of stuff, which, you know, it's whatever. And I was like, yeah, if it wasn't for like my student discount, I would definitely be using Spotify. But you know, right now, Apple Music I'm using a student discount instead of paying the $10 a month. Apple Music, I'm paying $5 a month. Because I had that with Spotify, but then for some reason they weren't recognizing my student email anymore and saying I wasn't a student. And I was like, okay, which I'm technically not, but still, like, you know, for a couple of years or something like that, you still get like kind of benefits or whatever. And so I decided to, you know, and I told him that. And then he was like, oh, you know, student discounts are stupid and all this and that. And I was just like, well, you know, students don't make a lot of money. I don't know what you expect. And it was this whole thing. It was a really bad argument. And he said some stuff. I said some stuff. It was really bad. But that argument, things started to get really kind of like weird because for some reason he just like assumed that I was better than him or that anybody with degrees were better than him because he technically didn't go to a 4-year university. He went to trade school, and which in my mind I'm like, that's still you still went to school, like, after a post-secondary educational institution, and you finish, like, that's great. And I was also telling like, you know, at the time, like I wish I didn't actually go to college sometimes because of the amount of student loan debt that I'm in. And he knows this. He knows how I feel about schooling and how I regret the choices that I made in regards of school. And I tell him like, you know, I never really had the chance. I felt like I didn't have a choice but to go to school. Like he knows that, and he was saying how like, well, it's your fault or your problem that you decided you wanted to go to school. You didn't have to go. It's not like anyone was holding a gun to your head and all this type of stuff. And I was just like, well, that sucks to hear, because knowing that you knew my situation, and but I guess anything, you'll say anything to try and win an argument. Um so yeah, and I never implied that I was better than him because I have a college degree. Like I can't even use my college degree technically, because I need a master's to use it. I need to go through like another 2 years of school. And yeah, like I can't even use my degree. So right now I'm just like, I'm a barista working, paying rent, paying student loans, like, and paying all these other bills. What? I never assumed, like, made it, I never said anything about me being better because I have a degree, first of all. Because I've never, I don't know, like one of my first videos I made on this channel, if you guys have seen it, I've said you don't have to go to school. There are options. I've always been an advocate for making sure people know their options when it comes to post-secondary education. And so, you know, that whole thing happened, that whole argument happened, and what is she doing? She's trying to get in the window. So that whole argument happened, and that, it really hurt. And I was just like, I don't know if I could kind of come back from that. And things just kind of after that were kind of just different between us. It was just really hard. Hello, you're making an appearance in my video. You trying to get in the window? Do I need to let you in the window? Anyway, I'm gonna keep talking now. So let me just let you in the window now. You're like interrupting my story, bro. And then you run. And then you, okay. She always does that. She literally always does that. So, where was I? So yeah, things were just kind of different. Different from then. And about, you know, with that, oh, I hate that. Oh, God, why can't things just like stay the way they were? I'm sorry, y'all. She's such a baby. Where was I? Oh yeah. But yeah, after that, it was just, I felt kind of like lost, you know? And yeah, I just felt so out of whack after that. And so, you know, like I said, things got weird. To me, at least, things were getting a bit weird. Like, seeing, like, when it came to, like, trying to see one another, it was always him, like, switching up or flaking and all this and that. And I, like, literally, like, and this is, like, my fault, I would say. Like, I would always switch up my schedule and the things that I had to do because I wanted to see him. I liked being around him. And, you know, he made me smile. He made me happy. There were moments where he pissed me off and made me angry, you know? But yeah, even then, like, when we would hang out sometimes, it was just like, it was kind of hard because, one, like I said, like, he it was hard for him to kind of like if I have interest in certain things, I want to share them with people that I'm hanging around with, especially if I'm dating you or talking to you or whatever. And sometimes with me doing that, it was kind of hard. And it seemed like he wasn't really interested in the things that I liked. And there were times, he actually made comment like, we just don't like the same things. And I'm like, that's not true, because you never really you never gave the things that I liked a chance. Even though like, when it came to the things that you like, I gave them a chance. One time, like one of the very few times we went out, I asked him, I was like, you want to go out somewhere on this particular night? I'm thinking like, oh, let's go to a movie or out to eat or the club or something like that. And we ended up going to a sports bar we ended up going to a sports bar so he could watch a fight. And I was like, okay, I had no issue with it because I was spending time with him. I guess that was my angle at the end. Like at the end of the day, I just wanted to spend time with him. And so I would kind of just do anything to do that. And I shouldn't have. And so, anyway, back to the story. So yeah, he's sweet, kind. He was sweet when he wanted to be. He was kind when he wanted to be, which was pretty much all the time, But like sometimes it felt like it wasn't as, I guess, passionate as I would have liked it to been. There was another instance where I was hanging out with him, and I was trying to like, because at this point, like, he said he wasn't okay. At first, when I first asked him about like where we stood and stuff like that, he was just like, I don't know, I'm not really looking for anything right now, I'm just like kind of going with it. I was like, okay, cool. But then like as time went on, we're talking every day, like texting every day, we're pretty much seeing each other quite often. We're expressing feelings for one another. And so I got confused again. I wanted to know, like, okay, where are we standing? Where do we stand at this point? And so I asked him that, and he was just like, emotionally, he cannot, he wasn't, I asked him like where it was, like where we were standing, where we stood. And he told me like, yeah, he pretty much doesn't want a relationship. And that kind of hurt me because I don't know, like I don't have much experience with relationships and or just dealing with people, period, like, and on that level. And so I had these expectations, and they were kind of like just like shat on. But at the same time, I was like, you know what, I can't be upset, because I mean, yeah, I can be upset, but like, like, it is what it is, like, I kind of felt like something was wrong with me, and later found out that it wasn't, because I feel like this kind of stuff happens to me often. So then that, that whole thing happened. And, whatever. Let's move on. So then, there was this last incident, because I realized how long my video is getting. Like I said before, we do have different views on when it comes to like politics and social issues, or whatever the case may be. And so this is what, I guess this was the straw that broke the camel's back, as they say. So sometimes he made a new Instagram, like he had the old account he had blocked me on. It turns out that his ex told him to block me on it, or whatever the case may be. So he created a whole new profile and all that type of stuff, just I guess to start over. And we were following each other, of course. And so sometimes he posts some very questionable things. Yes, some things that I would like side eye, like, Okay, what do you want? What you want? Nothing? Okay, just being annoying. Some things he'll post, some things that I don't agree with, but it's not like at the end of the world. Like, he's like a person who doesn't care for AOC, and I'm like, okay. Yikes. But, you know, whatever. You have your right to not like, you know, certain political figures and all that type of stuff. Great. Whatever. So okay. And talking about this, like this particular story, it makes me kind of angry. So if I like stop a lot and try and breathe, it's because I'm trying not to explode, okay? So this was last week, right? Or the week before last or something like that. And no, this is the week before last. And he shared this post onto his story, and basically it was these black guys knocking MAGA hats off these, I believe the video said they were like Korean or something like that, I can't remember. But yeah, these people were wearing MAGA hats, and these black guys, black people were knocking them off their heads, right? Who wouldn't do that? As a person of color, like, and if you are against Trump, like, and you see that, of course you're gonna feel some type of way, right? So he shared that post, and then said, this was the part that really that was like, what the fuck? He said, black people act like Trump put them in concentration camps. And I saw that, and I was like, right. And so, me being the person that I am, I responded. I said, this is such a bad take. And he was like, it's just a hat. There's no reason why they should have, like, if there's any physicality, or they should have touched him, and there's no violence, da 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 da. And I'm like, yeah, but you're coming across anti-black, racist, like damn near, you know, pretty much you're racist. You're coming across as racist. And do I need to open the door? Yeah, okay, let me go open the door. I'll leave it cracked, just in case you want to come and go as you please. But yeah, he said that. He said, black people act like Trump put them in concentration camps. I was like, such a bad take. Such a bad take. You're coming across as anti-black. And he was like, I don't care what I come across as. It's just a hat. And Kanye was right when he said that Democrats own black people. I have the screen, so this whole argument. So, yeah, it happened. I was trying to, like, I'm like, you can't say stuff like that. Especially when you're getting involved with black women. Like, what makes you think that was remotely okay to say? Especially with me, and you know how I am when it comes to me and my blackness. You got the wrong one. What makes you think I wasn't going to say anything to you? This is me in my head, just like, while I was like reading, while we were arguing and stuff like that. I was telling him, like, I'm like, you don't get to invalidate experiences of black people. You have no say in it, period. You really do not. I don't care. And yeah, I was like I've dealt personally with people who, I went out a couple of weeks ago, like a month ago, with some friends and ran into some Trump supporters wearing the hat and stuff like that. And they were saying all kinds of crazy stuff this and all kinds of crazy stuff that. I wanted to knock the shit out of them. But they were men, so I couldn't. I probably would have got my ass beat. And I didn't want to, you know, get charged with assault or anything like that. So, yeah, we're having this argument going back and forth. He was saying how it's just a hat. I'm like, yeah, no, it's not just a hat to me or to other black people or other people of color. It's a hate symbol. it represents an America that doesn't accept us. Because I am a woman, a queer woman of color, I know that someone who wears that hat doesn't give a shit about me. And he kept, and the thing was, when that whole argument was happening, he was just not understanding why I was so furious and why it's not okay to say what you said, to say what he said, and why, like, you think you can speak on all issues. He's smart. I will give him that. He's smart. He's a smart dude. But what he said was the dumbest thing I've ever heard him say ever in my life. And he kept bringing up irrelevant points to this argument that had nothing to do with my original point, which was, you cannot say stuff and stuff like this and invalidate Black people's experiences here in America. If Black people want to get violent with MAGA hat supporters, they have every right to be. Because we know that those people do not care about us at all. And I said, like, as a white cis male, you cannot say stuff like that. And he just didn't care. That's the part that really hurt me the most. I thought he cared about me. But then this happened and I tried to explain. And he just didn't care. And then that conversation we had a while ago, asking if he didn't want me to see him as a Ben Shapiro type of guy. There you go. There you have it. You're being that Ben Shapiro type of guy. And yeah, it really hurt me. I was really offended when he said that. Like, you're like me, I'm messing with, as a Black woman, messing with someone who thinks it's okay to say stuff like that, and then not apologize, don't even bother to apologize, wants to be just right all the time, and who I thought cared about me, but he didn't. Especially when I tried, and I tried after the argument. We didn't speak for like maybe a week, and I just, like I said before, I'm a person who gives people the benefit of the doubt, and I'm very forgiving. I'm a very forgiving person. And so I was like, I went to therapy and I talked to my therapist about this, and I talked to my friends about this, and I was like, you know what? I need some type of closure on this issue, because it was just like we just stopped talking to one another. And so like I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to try this again, pretty much. To really see if he could understand like why he said what he said was really, really wrong. And I did. I wrote out this whole thing. I sent it to two of my friends. One of them, she was like, oh my God, Nia, like, that made me cry, and all this type of stuff. And if like he doesn't like see where you're coming from, then he isn't worth it. And then another friend was like, yeah, like it expresses how you were feeling, and I feel like it's pretty good. And so I sent it, and the response I got, the very first sentence was, to be honest, Nia, I think you have a political blind spot. So in other words, like, fuck all what you got to say. What they did wasn't right, and I still feel how I feel about what I said before. And I was just like, you know what? I tried. If you can't force anybody into anything, you really can't. And if you do, they'll probably hate you, or they'll just like, they just won't care. And I found out that he really just didn't care. And that really hurt because I cared about him. I really did. And so, like, you know, he said that, and he was saying how, like, the left thinks it's okay for violence against your political opponent and all that type of stuff. I'm just like, oh, you don't understand what it's like being black in America. And you never will. And that's fine, because you're not a black person. But at least, like, have some empathy. There's no empathy whatsoever. Like, at all. But yeah, like, I learned that people won't change unless they want to. You can't force people into anything. You can try and help as much as you can, or try and be there for a person. But at the end of the day, they also have to help themselves. So, with that being said, I said my last. I said, you know, again, you don't get what I'm saying. And I guess that is what it is. That hat is a hate symbol for people like me. And it may not be an issue for you, because they don't see you the way that they see me. And that was that. And then I decided to make this video because I felt like, why not? You know? That's the end of my story. And thank you guys who stuck this far to watch it. This is going to be a really long video. I already know it is. But that's okay. If you stuck through it, thank you. If you, yeah, hopefully I don't have to post any more videos like this. Let's just hope. Let's hope for the best. Okay? So yeah, I am back. I'm gonna be posting weekly. I really will be this time. Like, for real. I got like a mic. I got like a monitor. So I can like see myself better. And all of that. So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. If you have any thing you'd like to say, post it down below in the comment section, and I will see you all next week. Oh, just also drop some video suggestions down below too, because I want to post things that you know, what do you want to see from me? Okay? Yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.